Hi, I'm Tracey Gordon, Registrar of Wills and Clerk of Orphans Court. My job is to protect your generational wealth. Some of the things we do at the office is we process wills, we make sure that we take in payments for your estate taxes, and we also issue marriage licenses and marriage records.
Hi, I'm Jim Leonard. I'm the Commissioner of the City of Philadelphia Department of Records. We're responsible for the Recorder of Deeds office, where all of your deeds and mortgages for the properties you own in the city are kept. We also help all the city departments manage all of their documents and records.
So I'm so happy that Commissioner Leonard could join us, and because of COVID, we have decided to do this via Zoom. And so, being that we're in our own offices, socially distanced, we can take our face masks off. So hello again.
Thank you for having me and for inviting me, even if we are socially distanced. Happy to be here and glad to have a conversation.
And so I just wanted to introduce Commissioner Leonard. I'm certainly happy about this partnership that we are going to talk to you about, but I just want the opportunity for you to let the listening audience here in Philadelphia, PA, know something about your office.
Thank you. Again, I'm Jim Leonard. I'm what's known as the Commissioner of Records for the City Records Department. And one of our key functions that's most relevant to our conversation today is that we serve as what's known as the Recorder of Deeds for Philadelphia. And what that means is that we're responsible in our office and our staff for recording and maintaining all of your property records. So that's your deeds, your mortgages, etc. Those are all filed in our office, and we make those available to the public. And one of the things that struck me that you said during our conversation, Register, is that, and you've repeated here, is that you're responsible for helping people orderly transfer their generational wealth. And I think it also applies to the recorder's office in the sense that for most people, myself included, your home and family home is your largest asset. So that is where the generational wealth, a lot of times, the largest portion of it for most people, is located.
We get so many calls because naturally the reason why they get the calls is because when an estate is open, like if somebody dies, and then you have to come over to the Register of Wills to open up an estate, they think our office is where you actually transfer the deed and the title. Of course, then they have to go through the process of coming over to your office for the transfer of the title. You know, there is a difference between the Register of Wills office and the Recorder of Deeds. We are two separate departments, but we have similarities, and those similarities are assisting people and transferring their generational wealth. We eventually can reverse what's been happening here, because there's no way that we should have that many tangled titles if we weren't doing the job of educating people on what our offices does. This is such a wonderful partnership because you have been so very supportive of some of the missions that I want to do with the tangled title crisis. I just wanted you to explain some of the initiatives that you have developed over there in your department. And I was really, what is this, the fraud alert? Executing of that to help people to protect their generational wealth. That is something that I'm definitely going to register to do. But can you let the listening audience know?
One of the ways we put in place about a year or so ago was something called Fraud Guard. And it's a simple program where you can go on our website, create an account, a subscription, where you enter in your email address and your first and last name. And anytime a document is recorded in our office where your name appears as a party in a document, you will receive within about 10 days to 2 weeks an email that notifies you that the document's been recorded with your name in it, and it will provide you with a link that you can click on in the email and view at no cost the actual document that's recorded and is located, is on record in our office. And that will allow the person to quickly tell, is that something I know about? Or is it a deed that looks like it was signed by me, the owner, but actually I didn't sell my house, where you might have been a potential fraud. And that puts people on an alert so that they can take action to get to law enforcement and to get to a lawyer to help them take care of that, because what we've discovered is that the longer a fraud like that goes undetected, the more bad things can happen and the more complicated it gets to get the property back and more expensive. Think of it like almost like a credit notification email, where if something goes on your credit report, you get an email alert and you can look at it immediately. That's the idea behind this. Even if you're monitoring, let's say, a loved one's property, like a parent who isn't living in their home because they're in an assisted living facility, so their home's vacant, and you want to monitor that to make sure nobody steals it, and you're let's say a daughter, you can sign up in mom's name and receive the alerts for her.
This is just wonderful. Another thing that you're doing over there that's phenomenal at the Recorder of Deeds Department, Commissioner Leonard, is I understand that your literature is translated in how many languages did you say?
We've worked with the Office of Immigrant Affairs, Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, over the last several years to identify key documents. And we had them initially translated into Spanish, but then we went at least with several different key documents that we want to get the word out as much as possible. We had them translated into the top 5 languages spoken.
One of the things that even before I met you, and I was so grateful, our attorney Terry Booker reached out to you all about a program that we all started over here at the Registry of Wills that addresses the epidemic of tangled titles. And right now, Philadelphia, loosely, they're saying we have at least 14,000 or more properties that are sitting in dead people's name. They cannot do anything legal with their house. They can't sell it. They can't pass it down to their children. They can't get basic system repairs, which are grant programs that are local, state, and federal. And one of the barriers was the expense of the probate fees. That should not, especially in today's time, cause somebody to lose a home or not be able to inherit generational wealth. And we decided that we legally could defer the fees. And I just like for you to have the opportunity to tell, the listening audience how the Recorded Records is partnering with us to help families stay in their homes.
Once people are, and they have a tangled title issue and they've gone through your office and your process, their next stop, if they have to dispose of or, transfer the property of the home, is they have to do a deed. So they have to come to see us. And as we've talked about, people don't, and I don't expect them to, but people don't necessarily understand that that's 2 different offices, which is part of why we're doing this conversation, to help educate. But when they have to come to our office to do that deed, we have a recording fee, like you have a probate fee, and that can be a barrier as well for folks in situations like those people who will qualify for the probate deferral program. Our fee to record a deed is $256.75. So for a lot of people, that's a lot of money. And we understand that. If your office was removing the barrier of the probate fee and deferring it, we didn't want them to run into another barrier when they were finally at the point where they were going to untangle the title, which is the goal for everybody. We're happy here to agree for participants in your probate deferral initiative. The idea being is that gets them through our 2 offices and hopefully allows them to untangle the title, which is, like I said, good for everybody.
You have now stepped the game up to say that we are also assisting in the protection of your generational wealth, because like you said, your parent could die and you could be living in North Carolina. And you have the property abandoned and you oversee it and have somebody oversee, but you can't be there every day. And, if they're getting this alert within, 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, as opposed to 2 years. And we were just saying that there have been instances that fraudulent deed was transferred and they came back to visit and now there's a 3-story house built on it. And now they're telling you have to find an attorney. And so these are some preventative things that we are doing, and this is why this partnership between you and I is so important. I'm so grateful for you being part of, I believe, which is going to end up being history, Commissioner Leonard. And we are open every day by appointment only. And if anybody's interested in learning more about the Probate Deferment Initiative, you can go on our website, and you can also visit us on our social media sites. Thank you, Commissioner Leonard. Thank you for spending, I guess, the day and part of the afternoon with me. I look forward to working with you, working with your department, brainstorming other ideas, and just we can take this information out to the citizens of Philadelphia so we continue to service them and help them preserve their generational wealth. Look forward to talking to you again.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.